Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. I'm feeling great. How about you? The Hairy Scary Hangout will begin shortly. Welcome to the Hairy Scary Countdown with me, Cliff. You got about 15 minutes until showtime, so grab your drinks and snacks, settle in, and enjoy the pre-show. Yeah! Ha-ha!
Calling all cars.
I'm Janet Decay, the Mummy.
And I'm Grimgory, the Monkey.
And together we host the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout.
Yes, our live streaming horror hosted show has it all.
Skits, bits, and a scary flick.
That's right, so for more information on our show, go check out
themummyandthemonkey.com.
And we'll see you
at the Hangout.
Woohoo!
Hey Groovy Ghoulies, Janet Decay here, hanging out at the Akron Comic-Con show. And a friend of ours, Dirk Manning, has a new comic book series, and we have a lovely cosplayer extraordinaire here.
Hey, I'm Hope.
And she's dressed as the character Hope. No,
Yep.
Is that your real name, Hope?
No, my real name is Riley Rivera, but a lot of people call me Hope now, so it's pretty cool.
Awesome. And so this is a comic book series Dirk Manning, our good friend, made. And this is the premiere of it here at Comic-Con, or?
Actually, it's been around. He's been doing the 9 to 5 tour. I think next week's the last week. But yeah, it's a second premiere of our variant cover for the Toys Time Forgot, and it's my dad's store in Canal Fulton. But yeah, it's about a mom that moonlights as a superhero, and a lot of stuff happens, and she's got to, be the superhero that the world needs.
A superhero mom. I think there's a lot of moms out there that have superpowers, because that's a tough job.
Just the word mom in general is super.
So very cool. Let's show that cover. And you said it's at the Toys That Time Forgot?
Yep, the Toys Time Forgot in Canal Fulton. My dad owns it, and yeah, the comic comes out once a month, and this is the last month for issue number 6.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Hope.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Comic-Con, and thank you to all the moms out there. You should read this book.
I'm Andy. I like County Fair tasty pastries. I like County Fair snack cakes. Now I'm Grandma. I like County Fair rolls. They go so well with marmalades and tea.
Now I'm Grandpa, and I'll take County Fair potato bread 'cause it's flavory, just like Grandma used to bake.
I'm Mommy, and I like County Fair brown and serve rolls. They bake fluffy all through.
I'm Daddy, and I like County Fair hamburger rolls.
Now I'm Sister, and I like County Fair English muffins.
I'm my big brother, and I like hot dogs best of anything. And what I like next best of hot dogs are County Fair hot dog rolls.
No matter who you are, nobody gives you as much as County Fair, baked with care.
I told you the PTA's coming tonight, George. I'm too busy for nonsense.
PTA, huh? Gonna serve your coffee?
If you joke about my coffee again, you hear, Mrs. Olson, like a broken record.
Well, it's one committee member to another. Maybe you should try Folger's coffee.
Why Folgers?
They blend it special. Folgers uses mountain-grown coffee.
Mountain grown?
Yeah, that's the richest kind. Bet your husband tastes the difference.
Mrs. Olson, I'll try Folgers on him tonight.
How about another cup, honey?
You seconds on my coffee?
Tastes kind of great tonight.
See? No trick to making coffee. All you need is a better coffee.
Folgers.
Try Folgers, the mountain-grown coffee. Mountain-grown for better flavor.
What you are about to see is bizarre, unsettling, and riveting.
Sparkling soft drinks.
Ain't nothing like a good Mountain Dew. Hey! Hey!
Steaming hot coffee.
Roses are red, and how do you do? Drink 4 of these and whoop, 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 whoop.
Steamed or grilled hot dogs.
Oh, my God. That is huge.
Crispy hot fresh French fries.
This is the best thing I have ever put in my mouth.
How about a pizza? None better anywhere.
Hey, gang, it's been real. They say that all good things come to an end, but things are just getting started around here. That's right. There's no time like showtime, baby. So let's get this party started. Well, whoop-dee-doo. Hey, gang. Welcome. I'm Cliff Jablonski, the behind-the-scenes guy here at the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout, yeah. And I want to know one thing. Are you DTF? That's right. You know what I'm talking about. Are you down to Friday?
Hey there, hi there, ho there, yours welcome as can be. I'm Grim Gory.
And I'm Janet Decay.
And you be watching
the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout.
Yes, episode 182.
Wow, 182.
Yep, and not feeling blue. Because you like to rhyme that sometimes.
Still having fun with you here.
Oh, 182, still having fun with you. And you, and you, and you,
and all of you. Yeah.
Yes, like we said, welcome to the Hairy Scary Hangout, the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout. Yes, and we're here to party tonight.
We're going to have a lot of fun with you guys. We're glad to be back. We were at Akron Comic-Con last weekend, and it was so much fun meeting some of you in person. We loved seeing all the wonderful costumes.
Wow, yeah, what a wild weekend. I mean, that's just 2 days. It's not a 3-day convention like a lot of others are.
2 days is plenty.
And it's packed full, chock full of stuff.
Yeah, it's legit just a fun, smaller convention, and
yes,
it has a great feel to it.
It does, and man, and just had a blast meeting all the people that came out. We're going to give some shout outs to people that were out there and stopped by the table, said hi.
Yeah, so these are the people we ran into that wanted to be on the shout out list. So we've got Ed and Henry.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Jerome and Andy. Hey. We've got Dave and Benny. Hi, guys. Denny Wilson. The Midnight Movie Guys.
That's
they
right.
Stopped by.
The Midnight Movie Crew.
Yeah, the Midnight Movie Crew. Tristan. Tristan visited.
Yes.
So hi, Tristan. Triple T from Wolf Rock Radio.
Wolf Rock Radio.
And he said he did some shout outs for us, which is awesome. So thank you, dude. And we'll have to be on your show sometime.
And he's the fellow that brought me something that no one ever gave me before. He gave me a flash drive full of sound effects, movie clips.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah, I've even used a few in tonight's movie. So who else?
Tammy. Hi, Tammy. And then Jason and Steve. Hi, guys.
No, not to forget about Dana and Linda.
And Dana and Linda, we saw them too.
Yeah, they even came to our...
They sat in for our
panel.
Mm-hmm.
Dana asked a bunch of great questions, and hopefully we answered them okay. But yeah, he's so in tune with the show and with horror hosting and the history of horror hosts here in Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
But man, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Right? We had more fun than not.
So much fun, and we're gonna talk a little more about it later on in the show.
Yes. But what's tonight's
movie?
Yes, tonight's movie
is from 1947. It's called Scared to Death.
Woo! It should be called Bored to Death.
We wanted to play another Bela Lugosi film, but it wasn't in the budget, so we had to switch gears and pick out something else.
That's just a nice way of her saying she screwed up.
Yeah, it wasn't in the budget.
Yeah, we look, we
don't have to get too into it.
Yeah, we just it wasn't.
So there's some people in the chat, so that's cool.
Good. I got my Jim Harold's campfire shirt on. Finally came in the mail.
Oh, how nice!
Yes, Jim Harold's a buddy of mine. I'm proud to say that I knew the guy for quite a long time. He has a paranormal podcast type of show, which you could check out. Look up Jim Harold's Campfire.
Jim Harold's Campfire.
That's right. There you go, right there.
Very nice, Graham.
Jim Harold. Yeah, it's kind of like a Art Bell, Coast to Coast AM type of show. Pretty fun. Talking about cryptids and spooky stuff.
Scary stories.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Check them out.
And we have a prize giveaway for today.
And what a prize giveaway tonight. Oh my gosh. This might be the best thing we gave up.
It's a very special prize. And we actually have a handful of these, so we're going to give one away for every episode until we run out of them.
Now, when people say they have a handful of something, what hand are you using to judge? Like Shaquille O'Neal's hand or like a baby's hand?
It doesn't matter. It's a handful.
It does. I mean, there's not much that would fit in a baby's hand.
Well, we have some of them, like under 10.
Just my mind goes in all these weird places.
Okay. So there's an Instagram account. The name is HistoChain1. They're HistoChain1 on Instagram, and they make these really cool trading cards.
Ooh, how do you spell histo?
Histo, like Histo.
Yeah, you got a lot of glare on that sucker.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Like, tilt it down a little
like
bit.
that?
That's a little better, and lower it a tiny bit.
Is that better?
That's real good. Yeah.
Okay. Good. And then on the back they have a QR code that has like a special serial number.
There we go. Now, is it going to mess up our picture?
It might. It'll readjust. But so this is the prize. It's a special sealed limited edition trading card. And what's cool is this company, HistoChain, they make different trading cards like this for vending machines all over the U.S.
Yes.
So there's some like in Detroit, there's some in cities in Colorado, there's some in cities in like Tennessee and Kentucky.
So someone in Tennessee is going to put their $5 in or whatever it is.
And might get a
Mummy and the Monkey. What the hell is this?
Maybe.
The heck's a Mummy and a Monkey?
So, keep an eye out. There's other vending companies they deal with as well.
It's a hot new trend going out there.
Yeah, trading cards are coming back. It's like a new thing.
So, yeah, so we got, like Janet said, we have a handful to give away. We're not going to give them all away tonight.
We're going to give away one tonight. We're going to give away one every episode until we run out. And to have a chance at winning those, you can email us.
Oh my God.
And where's the email, Graham?
I'm here. I'm at the ready. Hold on. Hopefully you didn't delete the thing. It's right there. Yeah.
Okay. themummyandthemonkey@gmail.com. And in the subject line, have it say card.
Yeah.
And I will write down all of your names and put them in my big plastic shiny mummy bucket.
That's right. It's empty. It's ready to be filled with all of you out there.
There's no names in there yet.
Please fill Janet's bucket tonight.
I will be writing down names.
The more the merrier, and the more the scarier and the hairier. So yeah, if you want a chance to win this exclusive, very limited edition Mummy and the Monkey trading card, man, that is probably one of the coolest things.
Yeah, it does not come with any chewing gum. Someone's asking about gum, and no, it does not.
You can find your own gum. Check under. I'll have to tell you what. You want some gum in for free? Go to like a restaurant or something like that, and just put your hand underneath the chair or the seat and the bench. And there's probably some gum, and it's free. Just pop it off.
Oh, there you go.
It just takes a while to kind of loosen up in your mouth, but leave it in there long enough, it'll get gummy again, and there you go.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's a helpful tip, Grum.
Works for me. I do that with all kinds of stuff. Anyway.
And we're supposed to be getting 3 inches tonight.
Yes, we are, and a lot of people in this area are all going to get about 3 inches, and I guess it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, lots of rain going on, so we're gonna hang out and watch a movie here.
Yes, so we're going to stay in the inclement weather, bringing us, us to stay in, hunker down. No, it's not that bad, but but it's cold and rainy here in Northeast Ohio. So.
A chilly, rainy night.
Yes, perfect for a bad movie.
All right. Now, we do have a lot of people that watch with their mini monsters, so we're going to do the mini monster shout out next. We are not a kids show, so parental discretion is advised.
Yes.
Although we try to keep it for most ages.
That's right. Yeah, that's why you did the 3-inch joke right in the beginning of the show. All right, here we go.
Okay. Mini monsters. I've got Kitschy Petunia here.
And I have Fartwork.
Yes.
As named by our good friend of the show and personal friend, Marty, named this guy in a contest. So we have Fartwork. I don't know if he's in the chat tonight, but we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, so here we go with the Mini Monster song, and we'll kick it off with Mini Monsters.
Mini Monsters. Roar, roar, roar. Mini Monsters, here they are. Mini Monster shout-outs to Miss Emily.
Woo!
Miss Noel.
Hooray!
Mr. Trayvon.
Whoop.
Miss Araya.
Araya Sunshine.
And then we've got Xander and Willow.
Hey-o.
Hey, ladies. And then we've got Morgan and Julius.
Julius.
Hi, guys. And then Adrian and Sienna.
Aw, Sienna. Hey.
And then we've got Dario and Hannah.
Dario.
And then Penny and Atticus.
Yes.
Hi, guys. And then Lil Kong and Miss Violet.
Hey, we saw Violet at Akron Comic Con too. She got all big.
She got taller.
Is she still a mini? I guess she's technically.
She's still a mini for a little while.
That's right. That's true. Okay.
Yeah. But she got tall.
She did.
And then we've got Cassandra, Carly, and Isabella.
Hey.
Hi, ghouls.
Hi, ladies.
And then Eva and Adeline and
wow.
Gabrielle.
Wow.
Can't forget those. Okay, Taylor and Mac.
Yes.
Hi there, guys. Charlotte. Hi, Miss Charlotte.
How's
and then
your web? Yeah.
Mia, aka Scoob.
Oh, Scoob.
We've got Adam and Peanut.
Peanut.
Dimitri and Lucy.
Yay!
And last but not least, Baby Joe.
Baby Joe, you got the cutest little baby toe. Baby Joe. All right,
Miss Petunia, you could go sit over there and watch
Good
the
night,
movie.
Fartwork.
And all right, let's get the big monster shout-outs ready.
Let me grab my banana here. Because this makes a nice effect here. Ready?
Okay. Woo! Magic Macabre Mirror. Magic Macabre Mirror. Tell me, who be here? The SeaTac, Kirk Harrington, John Biggins, Connie Cleary, Johnny Wise, Karen Dilly, Ellen Bloom, Grandpappy, Connie again, Watson family, J. Michael Harris, Marty's here, Jennifer Delaney, Phyllis is here, Albert, JB, Toy Painter 1, Dean Stotzer, John Lincoln, Miss Lois, Linda Stotzer, Tom McCann. Oh my gosh, so many of you. Gary Smith, Draugr is here.
Draugr.
Ron Brunty, Bob Ferguson, Scott's here, Paul Buser, Neil, Captain Awesome's here.
It's cool, man.
That's a fun name. Matthew Ruley, Amanda Childers, the Watson family.
Yeah.
Woohoo! And Ellen says, don't forget to hit that like button. She is right.
That's right, yeah. You know, one time, I heard the story that Connie got separated from a group of people she was on a little hike with in a big thunderstorm. And after the storm, someone said, I could see clearly now, the rain is gone.
Oh.
All right. Anyway.
All right. So.
We love you, Connie.
Let's get on with the movie.
Do we have to?
Scared to Death.
Now, who's in this movie?
Bela Lugosi.
That's right. And
some other guys.
You've got snack toys lined up for this.
I do, yeah.
And you know what? And when you do the snack toys, we got to tune in after this first break of the movie because we're going to do our snack toys bit. And Jan's going to put something in her mouth that she never had in her mouth before.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be exciting.
Yes, I'm going to try something new.
That's right. So, we got a super chat real quick.
Thank you, Jim, for the super chat. My ticket price for what I know will be a great show.
Ooh, Ooh,
Well,
see?
I hope it's great. I hope you find it great.
That's a man with good taste there. Good taste. All right, Jim, we're here to disappoint you. I mean, we won't disappoint you. We bring you part 1 of Scared to Death. All right, here on
The Mummy and the Monkeys Hairy Scary Hangout.
Woohoo! Part 1 full of fun.
Let's all dance and sing the polka. Tra la 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 la. Let's all dance and sing the polka. Tra la 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 la. Everybody likes to dance. Everybody likes to smooch. Everybody likes to kiss and drink a little hooch. A polka a day keeps the doctor away. Remember one thing, we're not long for you to stay. A polka makes you happy and a polka makes you gay. Let's everybody sing and everybody swing.
The booze hounds return.
Is this the body? Yes, Doctor. And the police are particularly anxious that the cause of death be determined at the earliest possible moment.
It's a pity. She was a very beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
One hates to perform an autopsy on a beautiful woman.
But you've no other choice, Doctor.
Most unusual.
Oh, please. She's at work, Doc.
There are no marks of violence on the body. What do they suspect? Poison? Have they any idea?
My understanding is, Doctor, that the authorities are entirely at sea as to how she was killed. They know why, but, and they also have the fellow who killed her. But...
Yes, that doesn't matter. That's none of our business. Our business is to find out what killed her. And yet, one often wonders.
What's that?
What could have caused the last thought that was cut off by death?
Peanut butter.
If it was spoken now, what would it be?
Yes, you're here. You found me at last. But you know what you killed me. I warn you. Don't come and outstep. No, don't, please. Don't. No, I told you I didn't want the bandage.
Why, Laura? Why are you so opposed to the bandage?
Back off, Jack.
Does it remind you of something, perhaps?
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing, Laura, nothing. Now, won't you lie down again and let me complete the examination?
You're nasty.
You're a sick girl, you know, in a highly nervous condition.
I want to know what you meant by saying the bandage reminded me of something.
If you don't know, how should I?
You don't fool me for a minute, Doctor. I know how you feel about me.
Do you, Laura? Then I wish you'd tell me, for I don't know. I don't know how I feel about you at all.
You're clever, Doctor. But I'm wise to you and that fool of a son of yours.
How long have you been married to Walt now?
None of your business. Too long.
And why don't you give him his divorce? He's asked you often enough.
I'll give him a divorce when I'm good and ready.
I see.
I'm not afraid of anything he can do, or you, or anyone else. What's that?
Your heart's beating like a trick hammer. I must warn you that this high state of nervous tension...
What's that noise?
It's only a branch tapping against the window.
Oh, good Lord, you scared me.
Now, my dear Laura, if you want me to help you, you must tell me what it is you fear.
I told you I'm not afraid of anything. I know what's going on here. Someone's trying to scare me out, but it won't work, see? What up? Here I am, and here I'll stay until I rot.
I'm afraid there's more truth in that than you suspect.
Laura, I must ask you not to cause Father any more trouble. I don't want you threatening him, you hear?
You too. You're so cute. I'm sure you want to be alone.
You're not going to make him pay for my mistake.
What are you going to do about it?
I'd like to.
You'd like to choke me, wouldn't you, Ward? You haven't got the nerve. Here. This is the only thing you ever gave me. You can have it back.
The next time I see you, remind me not to talk to you, will you?
She's right. I gave her this when we were married. It's the only gift that ever passed between us.
Ward, what do you propose to do about Laura?
What can I do? She won't leave me. She won't give me a divorce.
Well, things can't go on this way, you know.
Dad, what is the matter with her? What do you think is wrong?
I don't know.
She wasn't this way until she began getting those letters from abroad, you remember?
Yes, it had something to do with those letters.
But you would have thought that when they stopped coming, that...
What is it, Elizabeth?
There's a patient, Doctor, a Mrs. Williams.
Williams?
That's the name she gave, and she's decked out like she's going to a horse show.
I can't see anyone today. Ask her to make another appointment.
Dad, please don't let what has happened interfere with your practice.
Very well. Send her in a few minutes.
Sure, Doctor. Oh, yeah, that Bill Raymond's waiting. Do you want to see him?
Who's he?
That private cop who's always hanging around just hoping somebody gets murdered.
Oh, yes. He's probably come for his check. Take care of it, will you, Ward?
Yes. Elizabeth.
Yes.
This for you.
Gee. Thanks, Mr. Rory. But this belongs to Mrs. Van E, doesn't it?
Not anymore. It's all yours.
She won't get sore, will she? I don't want to have any trouble with her. You know how she is.
I know. We all know a little bit. And I want to thank you for your patience.
Run along now, Lilibet.
Yes, Doctor.
Adios, amigos.
You made a fatal mistake, my boy, in marrying Laura.
Yes, I know. But you don't suppose I'm going to stand for it forever, do you?
No, I don't. And I don't think it will be necessary.
Do you have a plan?
I think it'll be better if you leave everything to me.
From the day a mysterious caller came to see Dr. Van E.
Oh, yes, I remember now, Mrs. Williams. I spoke to you this morning on the telephone. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you any more now than I told you then.
Oh, naturally, Doctor. I did not mean to imply that there were any abnormal goings-on here.
I assure you there is not, Mrs. Williams, nor will there be.
Yeah, right. Nevertheless, Doctor, the way you were described to me and the way your place was described to me, I am certain that I am in the right place.
May I ask from whom you obtained these descriptions?
From a friend, Doctor. A mutual friend.
Lilibet, the woman I love.
Oh, brother.
Can't we be friends?
Stop tracking your big flat feet after me wherever I go. I've got things to do.
Oh, gee, it's wonderful just to see you around, busying yourself, the little housewife.
I never knew the cop who didn't love to stand around and watch other people work.
Mrs. Williams, it's obvious from your conversation that you've come into possession of certain facts concerning my past. I know of only one person who could have given you that information.
Brad Pitt.
Yes. And it was my belief, yes, even my hope. That person was dead. But let me say that even if that person were alive, I should not submit to blackmail from you or from anyone else.
You show great courage, Doctor, for one in your unusual position. There has been no question of blackmail. I came here seeking your cooperation, which you have refused to give. So, let us call the matter closed.
What do you say we cut the chit-chat? A-hole!
Au revoir, Doctor. Then came this sinister pair.
My little guardian of the doorbell. If you had waited another second, Inigo and I should have kicked the door in.
Yes, sir.
This dude is the rudest, crudest dude I ever met. Sir? There is an air of inquiry about you that immediately offends my deepest nature. There is something suggesting Scotland Yard, the French Sûreté, the Italian Carabinieri, the Turkish Polizei, and other minions of the law. Short, sir, I think you're a cop.
Yeah. How'd you know?
I believe I'm in the home of Dr. Joseph Van E.
Yes, sir. I mean, sirs.
Oh. Do not be polite to Inigo. He's only offended by it. Run along, Inigo. Make yourself at home.
We got a nice tree in the yard, but it ain't got no coconuts.
Ow, ow, ow! My little friend Inigo is deaf and dumb. He cannot hear and he cannot speak. But he reads the lips, and I would advise you to say nothing to annoy him. For his temper is short, indeed.
Please, stop.
This, I presume, is Dr. Van E.'s private office.
Yes, sir. But I really should announce you.
My dear girl, if I allowed myself to be announced, I doubt I would be received anywhere.
I'm sorry, really I am, but the doctor won't see anybody without an appointment.
Appointment? I have had an appointment with him these 20 years.
What?
He will see me.
Doctor, someone's coming!
My dear doctor, truthfully can it be said that your house is your castle, protected by your countless slaves?
So it is you, Leonard. I was warned you might appear like one of your own illusions out of nowhere.
Oh! My dear Joseph, you have not changed a bit.
Have you met my friend, Mr. Raymond?
Raymond? Oh, Raymond. No doubt a relative of the great magician of the same name.
Mr. Raymond is our private patrol officer. He keeps an eye on the premises for us. And other comings and goings.
A very good idea, my dear Joseph, to have a private bodyguard at your beck and call.
Well, you fellas are old friends, I can see that.
Oh, yes. Old friends.
Well, then maybe you'd like to be alone to talk over old times.
A very good suggestion. Thank you, Mr. Raymond.
I won't be far away, Doc. Well, so long, Mr. Leonide. Don't pull any more little men out of your hat.
Well, Leonard, what brings you to me after all this time?
The long arm of coincidence, my dear Joseph. Simply the long arm of coincidence. Aren't you glad to see me again?
No, I can't say that I am. You with your foreign background and I, what are we two in common?
Always truthful, Cousin Joseph. As when we were young men. You might have said no and saved your career. But you prefer to tell the truth and ruin yourself.
What do you want here, Leonard?
A few days' hospitality, my dear Joseph. Nothing more. Is that too much for one cousin to ask of another?
Yes.
Remember, we agreed not to think of each other as cousins again, Leonard.
Bygones, my dear Joseph. And I'm willing to forget. And I suggest that you do the same.
You've grown older, Leonard, but there may be something in what you say. I don't want to hold a grudge. But don't do anything that will make me regret my action.
Okie dokie.
You have my promise. Now, if you will show me to my room. Oh, I should say, I have a traveling companion from whom I am inseparable.
Who?
Inigo, a dwarf, one of the little men. He became very much attached to me when he lost his master. You do not object?
What good would that do?
How true.
Very well. You may have the room next to my daughter-in-law. I know you'll like that.
Oh, yes.
Swing!
The lady, who I'm told has an utmost horror of having her eyes blindfolded. A phobia of most interesting origin, I dare say. Something to think about.
You're sick and idiot!
I'm Bill.
And I'm Mike.
We're sober,
not mature.
And we're a weekly podcast featuring recovery stories and unscripted fun.
Wait. You know we're filming this promo for the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, you've been hanging around the Chicagoland area too long. I think I got a Big Chuck and Little John t-shirt around here somewhere you can borrow.
So is this better?
Much.
Perfect. You
All
too.
So, if you're a friend of Bill W's or any member of any of the other secret societies, or,
Yeah, you're sober curious, as they call gray area, alcohol free.
And even if you're one of those normal people that can have a couple of pops at night, wake up the next morning and take care of your kids.
And if you want to listen to two friends talk about being better people, trying to make their little corner of the world a better place, and giving a little hope that we all can live better lives.
And cursing.
Lots of cursing.
Lots. A.
You're right, brother.
So please go to sobernotmature.com.
Or you can visit us on Instagram, Facebook, any place that you want to listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, we're there.
We are. And if you want to dress cool like us, go to teespring.com and look for the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout.
Or you can go to sobernotmature.com and visit our merchandise store.
Buy a t-shirt. And as always, we think you'll like what you hear.
We are sober, but not mature.
And cursing. Yeah. Lots of cursing.
Lots of cursing.
Hey, hanging tough here with the Midnight Movie guys. Yeah, we got Don, we got Trey, we got Rich. How you doing, brothers?
All right. How you doing?
A little short in the pockets, actually. I can use a little extra cash. Matter of fact, I'll bet I can beat you in a foot race from here to there.
Fuck, all that far. How much are we talking?
$20 a head, baby.
20 bucks.
a
That's
head.
the easiest 20 bucks that I'm gonna
All
make.
right, man. Save it till I win, okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready? At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! Easy money, baby. Easy money.
Love that scam. Works every time.
More like all the time.
Yeah, high five. Woohoo!
Hi-yo! Welcome back, one and all, to the
Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout.
You're watching tonight's Fright Scared to Death, starring Bela Lugosi.
Yes, and his little person actor, the name was just on there, Angelo Rossito, I believe. J. Michael Harris, thank you for the super chat.
Yes, and also
Dane and Greg, thank you for the super chats earlier. That does help the channel. Thank you guys so much. I actually just ordered some new tech stuff.
we did. We finally broke down and actually dipped into the coffer, as it were, and purchased some tech stuff to hopefully bring you a lot better quality program. So there you go.
Yeah, some gadgets and gizmos here to try to improve the show. So our next segment coming up is...
That's right. It's ready. It's time for the skit, or the bit that you all know and you all love. It's the Mummy and the Monkey's Snack Toys! It's a new yummy snacks.
Old movie facts.
Whoa, and then tonight, we kind of cracked it, okay? You need a little water there, something, sweet pea?
I'm good. I just gotta take a sip of this.
There we go. Okay, so now, like I said before, this is, Janet has a snack we picked up this evening. And it is an Italian snack, all right? It's a little bit of it's a dessert.
Now, what is this, a calzone?
It's no.
I've never had this snack.
It's
before.
a cannoli. It's
a cannoli.
Yeah, not a knish.
Well, holy cannoli! I've never had a cannoli before.
She's never had a cannoli.
So here's a cannoli, and
show the people. It's really delicious.
It does look very delicious.
Now, I don't think I've ever had one with the cherries
and chocolate and cream. And sugar.
In a deep fried sort of a little pastry.
And
so
more sugar.
A little powdered sugar for visual effect.
Yeah, well that'll give me lots of energy to host the rest of the show.
It looks delicious. I'm curious to know what you think about it. So okay, so without any further ado, here goes Janet Decay, her snack toys on tonight's movie, Scared to Death. What do you think? And they make it at that shop too. It's a homemade one. It's not a store-bought one.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I can't wait to have mine later.
All right, well, the movie that we're watching is Scared to Death from 1947.
Right.
This is actually one of Bela Lugosi's worst movies. Sorry, guys. But it is his only film that he was in where it was in color. They actually used color film.
1947. Huh?
So
that is, wow, that's rare.
It is rare for a 1940s film to be filmed in color. You want a bite?
Maybe I'll take a nibble.
That is really good. I like the little chocolate chips in it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys snacking on? Put it in the comments.
Wow.
Okay. George Zucco's also in this. Bela Lugosi's obviously in it. The little person actor, Angelo Rosito, he was also in Dracula vs. Frankenstein, right? The 1970s one?
He sure was, yes. With,
And then,
yeah.
So Molly Lamont, she plays the like girl on the slab in this. I guess she was scared to death, and the scenes that you're seeing are like flashbacks or something. And the weird sound effect gets annoying after a while.
Yeah. Oh boy, with that all day.
So Molly Lamont, she was a South African and British actress. She lived to be 91 years old.
Hi-yo.
She acted in the 1930s up until about 1951, when she quit and, moved on to other things. But the alternate or working title for this was going to be The Autopsy. It was filmed in 1946, but it wasn't released until 1947. They waited a year.
Terrible name for a movie, especially back then. Although I have yet to see the movie Autopsy, the Japanese movie, which I hear is real good.
I never saw that one.
We have it laying around. Or was it that or The Audition? I'm thinking of The Audition.
Maybe it's The Audition.
The different A
You're
word.
getting them mixed up.
Go ahead. That's all right. That's me though, right?
That's okay. There's not
Another
much.
super chat.
Thank you, Wolfgang, for the super chat.
There's a barbecue popper for you.
James is snacking on Little Debbie cherry cheese Danish.
Oh, nice. Little
Yummy.
Debbie's very popular.
And critics say this was Lugosi's worst film he was ever in. Even worse than, like, the wonderful Ed Wood films.
Yes, and one of our viewers, Tony, the stellar Tony Beller, had a funny comment in the chat. He goes, "This is what happens when you turn down Frankenstein," because that's another factoid about Bela himself. He was actually offered the role of the Universal Frankenstein monster after Dracula, but he turned it down, and Karloff took it, and well, the rest is Universal monster history. So there you go with that. Pretty crazy. Now, what's nice about that, right? If you buy like those cheap store-bought cannolis, it would be really sweet. Just like it'd be all sugar. That's not that sweet, right? That cream is kind of fluffy, right?
It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet.
Right. It's homemade, nice.
You could tell it's like, yeah.
It's made with the amore,
It wasn't made in a factory, no.
No, it's delicious. That was really good. I can't wait to have mine. And the cherry, no. I have a whole one waiting for me. It's just a little messy. I get that powdered sugar everywhere.
Yeah, this is like getting everywhere.
So don't forget, y'all, we do have a pretty stupendous or bodacious prize giveaway tonight. It is a very limited edition Mummy the Monkey trading card. Mm-hmm. And who's putting it together for us?
So Histo Chain 1 is the Instagram name.
HISTO
CHAIN 1.
1, the number 1, right? And not
hold on.
It's too good, y'all. She has to finish it all. I don't blame you. It is pretty good. Histo Chain 1. He's a graphic designer, artist, and a trading card designer.
This is a startup, a brand new company, and they're making trading cards that will go in vending machines all across the United States.
Yeah, and they hit us up. We didn't contact them and say, hey, make a card of us or else. They got a hold of us and said, hey, we like you, I guess.
So let's show the card.
Yes.
So there's the card.
It's sealed and lucite with that little foil sticker on the side.
Yes, and each one has its own serial number and QR code. So it's legit, and it has a little special seal on there.
If you want to see some better pictures of it, go to our Facebook page. Janet put some nice pictures of it up there. So you can check it out. So you can multitask if you're
Or our Instagram. We're the Mummy and the Monkey on Instagram.
Check your phone if you're watching. You don't have to switch anything around. Go on your phone, check our Instagram. But you can see better pictures. But if you want a chance to win this in a drawing tonight, send us an email to the address below.
Yeah, that. What you see on the
themummyandthemonkey@gmail.com. And in the subject line, put card.
And I will write down all the names and put them in my big shiny Mummy Bucket, and there's some names in there already.
It's already proliferating. Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
it's funny. It's hard for her to enjoy the movie tonight because we usually watch it, but she's busy filling out these names as they come in. So.
Well, that's okay. When I screen the movies for the channel,
I'm just saying we're really working. This is a real contest.
I'm still watching the movie a little bit.
I'm just trying to say it's legit.
It is a real contest,
Okay.
yes.
That's all I'm trying
So
to say.
you have a better chance of winning one of these trading cards than you do like the mega jackpot lottery mega billion or whatever.
Well, yeah, your odds are better than winning the $2 billion jackpot. Although that would have been
you
better.
might not win the lottery, but you might win one of our cards.
Yeah, it's about the same thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just as awesome, right?
Should we call it the Naoko bucket or the Mummy bucket?
The Mummy bucket.
Kirk out there says that we should have maybe called. I don't know.
Oh. Well, Naoko likes it.
Naoko's got her own bucket.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, let's continue on with part 2
of Scared to Death. All right, here on
the Mummy and the Monkey's Harry Scary Hangout.
Of course.
That night, my husband questioned me and I about my past.
Cousin Leo.
My dear Ward, how flattering that you remember me.
Well, how could I ever forget you? What are you doing here?
A chance visit, my boy. I wanted to see the old homestead again.
You've seen Father?
Yes, and he received me with open arms, in a manner of speaking.
I don't mind telling you, you came at a very bad time. We're having some trouble.
My boy, trouble and I are like this. I presume you refer to the charming lady in the room next to mine, your wife, I believe.
Yes, Laura.
I haven't met her, but I'm looking forward to the pleasure.
I'd like to talk to you for a moment.
All right.
Perhaps you can help us.
By doing what, my boy?
You've been everywhere. You were caught in Europe during the war. I'd like to show you something. You may be just the person I'm looking for.
If I can be of any service.
Did you ever hear of a dance team called Renee and Lorette?
I don't think so, my boy. And then again...
There must have been such a team. Look.
Renee and Lorette. The dance of the green mask in the green room in Paris. Green room. Yes. Oh, the face of the man does seem slightly familiar. May I ask where you got this photograph?
The maid, Lilibet, found it in Laura's room and turned it over to me.
Oh, well, my boy, I'm afraid I can't help you. I played the green room on several occasions, but never with these people. In fact, I don't seem to remember them at all. And I appeared in many clubs during the occupation.
I'm sure the girl behind the green mask in this picture is Laura.
How can you be sure? Who can ever be sure what's behind the mask?
No, that's the first time I heard that.
If the people in this photograph could suddenly come to life.
I'd like to know who the man is.
It can be anyone, my friend. Anyone. In this makeup, it might be even I.
I wish you wouldn't joke about it. This is very serious.
Of course. But let us say you found out who the man in the photograph is. What then?
I have an idea that if the man in this picture were to show up, I'd find out I wasn't married to Laura at all. Think over what I've asked you. It'll be to your advantage.
Certainly, my boy. I will give it every consideration. And perhaps something will occur. Who knows? Don't you want to leave the photograph with me for my further study? It might be the very incentive that my memory needs.
No, thanks. I'll keep it.
As you wish.
Well, no, you're not excused. Now you may leave.
Lorette. I'll make a bet the man in green will get you yet.
What are you talking about?
Here you go.
gruesome surprise was in store for me the following morning. Who is it?
It's me, ma'am.
What do you want?
The afternoon mail. You wanted to know when it arrived.
Was there anything for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Put it under the door.
I can't. It's a package.
You better not be using my hair crimper on your bad place again.
What's in it?
I don't know. It's against postal regulations to open other people's mail.
That's never stopped you before.
I'd like to know what you mean by that remark, ma'am.
Oh, shut up and get out.
Don't you want me to help you open it?
No, I don't. Get out.
It's addressed to you in green ink with a warning. Look out for the man with the green mask.
Oh, what's in the box?
To the rescue, ma'am. Who done it? Which way did he go?
Get out! Get out!
I just heard you yell. I was hoping it was a murder at least.
Get out! I tell you, you have no business here.
Well, but you don't understand. I'm supposed to be here. That's what I'm being paid for.
Paid?
Yeah. You see, I'm Bill Raymond, private cop in this neck of the woods. I was hoping we'd have a little murder or something happen around here so as I could solve it and get my old job back at Sentinel Homicide. Nothing personal, of course.
Who told you to say these things to me?
Well, nobody said nothing to me. I was just waiting around outside to see Dr. Van E, and I heard you yell.
So you're a friend of that crazy doctor and his son.
Crazy? I wouldn't exactly say that, ma'am. The doc's a pretty good egg. You wouldn't want anyone to say you was crazy, even if you...
You can go back and tell them I'm not afraid of being murdered by you or them or anyone else.
No, I don't guess you are, ma'am. Still and all, if you was to get murdered and I was to find out who done it, it'd be kind of a break for me.
That don't beast the kosher.
I wouldn't say that to you, lady, even if I knew what it meant.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Now will you get out?
All right. I can take a hand. Nice little bedroom companion you've got there.
Get out.
I'll go, but don't think I'll come running next time you yell. I'll know it's a fake.
I became afraid and my mind started to crack.
You're spending the night with Fred Jarvan, male prostitute.
Lilybeth, my melancholy baby, where are you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lying, you keep going through my things. What'd you do with the picture? Where is it?
I didn't see it. That's the last time you put your hands on me.
I'll give you one more chance, and then
I told you I don't know where the picture is, and I don't know what you're talking about.
It's been you all the time, going through my things, opening my mail, rapping on my door at night.
Now you're blaming me. I've never touched anything of yours.
You've got my robe on now. Where'd you get that?
I was just trying it on. Mr. Ward gave it to me. He said you didn't want it anymore.
I'll tell you when there's something I don't want.
Having a few.
Shut up, it's only a dummy.
A dummy? Where'd you get that thing?
I suppose you're going to tell me you don't know anything about that either.
Oh, I bet it was in the box. In the box I brought up for you, that's what.
There were no stamps on it. How did it get in the mail?
I don't know. The doorbell rang, and I thought it was a mailman. I opened the door, and it was sitting there on the stoop.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. I don't mind telling a lie now and then, but I'm not lying now, honest.
That's a lie! That is
Trying to scare me out. I'm not leaving.
No, but I am.
You come here. You and Mr. Ward are pretty thick, aren't you?
Thick?
Yes, thick like your head. He's fallen in love with someone else. Who's she?
I don't know. It's not me.
I know it isn't you. I know all the signs. He's fallen in love with some simple-faced man. There's always a way to get even with them. I've got to find that picture. Otherwise, they won't know what he looks like. I've got to send it to the police. He won't dare touch me.
Who do you mean, the man in the picture?
Have you seen him?
Maybe I have and maybe I haven't. Maybe I saw him go behind the thicket, or through the wall, or under the house.
He's here in the house?
Yes, I let him in. I let him in. He was waiting outside to get you, Miss Laval. Miss Laval.
There's nothing safe from your prying eyes, is there? You think you know everything, don't you?
I know why you're afraid, and I know what you've done. No, I'm not so thick. I'm not as thick as you think I am, Miss Laval. That head's supposed to be you, kind of a calling card. I'll remind you that.
Why, you...
Excuse me, lady.
I'm a cotton-headed ninny-muggins.
Oh, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Where are you hiding?
Oh, goody, goody. I done a good thing, and I get a prize.
Dr. Van E! Dr. Van E! Doc, fun is fun. But after all, there ain't nothing in my contract that says I gotta... Well, now I ask, is that anything to be playing football with?
Where did you get that, Raymond?
Miss Van E chucked it at me like I was a pass receiver for a football team. And I'm all out of practice.
Let me see it. This comes from a group of anatomical specimens that was locked in a room in the cellar. How did you happen to get it?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. There I was, outside her door, strictly minding my own business, understand? Listening at the keyhole.
I don't think that belongs in the realm of your duties, Raymond.
But, Doc, there were screams inside. You gotta admit it's within the longitude of my profession to make with an investigatory reaction thereto. What am I saying?
I don't understand how his head got from its locked room in the cellar.
Well, the way I heard it, it was sent to Mrs. Van E.
That was rather a gruesome practical joke.
Why, your anatomical locker hasn't been open for ages. I think you once told me you'd lost the only key to it.
I know. There is no key to my knowledge.
Why, that thing didn't walk out of the room by itself.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Doc, I'm worried.
What about, Raymond?
Well, now, take this head business. The whole thing don't seem hardly serious to me. I think that if it's all the same to you, I better be checking along to other duties.
You're not afraid, are you, Raymond?
Who, me? Scared? It's just that I don't think that there's going to be any murder here done after all.
That's too bad.
Well, it's not your fault, I guess. It's just not my lucky day, that's all.
Thank you, Lilibeth.
Oh, Miss Lilibeth, have you a little more coffee in the kitchen?
What happened to the 3 gallons I already gave you today?
Lilibeth, what you need is a good, strong, steady man.
Who is always hanging around, tracking up my floors and things. What's that on your shoe? Looks like cobwebs from out of the cellar. What were you doing in the basement?
It could have been the attic.
Bill Raymond, you're holding out on me. What are you up to?
Up to?
Yes. Who asked you to go poking around in the cellar?
It was in performance of my duty.
What duty? What did you find?
Absolutely nothing. That's what makes me so disgusted.
Too bad about you.
You know, Lilibeth, I think somebody around here is just kidding. They don't mean business at all.
Why don't you just wait around and see?
Say, if you got any inside dope, I wish you'd tip me off. If I'm ever going to get back to Central and prove I'm a good detective, I gotta have some clues.
Yes, I was scared. Scared of my life.
I expected big things of that ghoulish-looking guy, but he ain't delivered neither.
I should say, in a way, you were entitled to expect big things from him. Leo was once confined in this house when it was an institution for the insane. Nerves, you know.
Do tell. Well, then, he must know his way around the place, huh?
I understand while he was here, he engineered an immense number of secret passages through which the guards could keep an eye on the inmates at night. Finally, he took one of these passages into the outside world, and we heard later he'd been seen in Europe.
Ah, Europe. That's where history's being made today. Gee, I'd love to travel and...
Well, perhaps you'll have an opportunity someday.
Not if something don't happen around here pretty soon to make me famous. That Lily Beth. I've been trying to get a cup of coffee off of her all day. She don't care what happens to my metabolism. Metabolism. That's a good word. I wonder what it means.
Operator,
Who's there?
I want the police right away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my ovaries.
I'm Tony.
I'm Greg.
We're watching the Mummy and the
Mummy and the
Monkey
Monkey's
Hairy Scary Hangout.
One.
Woo, hey, it caught us off guard. Hey, welcome back. All one of you watching out there.
Welcome back to the Hangout.
That's right. We're just hanging out, hanging out with the family, having ourselves a party.
That's our Riff Tracks reference.
That's right, if you know what we're talking about there, yeah. But, you know, a little inside stuff there. We're big Riff Tracks fans, right?
Was that the movie Birdemic?
That was from Birdemic, a song one of the guys was singing in there. And then, yeah, we're big fans of all that Mystery Science Theater stuff, Riff Tracks, Cinematic Titanic, The Mads.
Mm-hmm.
Who, yeah, we love their show. They're on once a month. They Trace Value and Frank Conniff put together a little live riff. They actually do a live riff on a movie once a month.
They do, and yeah, we missed their last live one. We need to catch the replay of it.
Ooh, I can't wait. Maybe this weekend we'll get it. We'll watch it. I'd love to.
That'd be fun.
All right, well.
So what are we going to talk about next, Graham?
Yo, Mama. No, I don't know. I was thinking about Akron Comic-Con. Go over a little bit of the stuff that took place, you know?
So we ran into a lot of you there at Akron Comic-Con, and it was a lot of fun. And Drogwer, who is in the chat now, I believe, he gave us a box of VHS tapes and all kinds of assorted things and different books.
He called it a physical super chat.
Yeah.
And that was a great idea.
So some of the books that are awesome, like you got a Batman coloring book.
Yeah, but yours is really cool.
And then I got a Super Mario coloring book, and this is from probably the late 1980s.
And they ain't never been colored in,
yeah,
which is nice.
They were never colored in. And I love, this is from Super Mario 2.
Yeah, Electric Boogaloo.
That is so cute. I love that old artwork.
This has all the Batman. Look at that. It's great pictures of Batman if I wanted to color them. We got to make a Mummy and the Monkey coloring book, right?
Yeah.
Gives me some ideas.
Yeah, this is very cute. So thank you, Drogger.
Yes, that was amazing. That was a first, too. We never had a physical super chat before.
Mm-hmm. That was really cool.
Yeah, I know that's necessary, but it really does brighten our day. It's like, pretty amazing that anyone cares that much to do something so nice.
Yeah, so like people actually care to like, oh, they like old books. We'll bring some old books and tapes.
It was a nice sized box. It had a bunch of like the Halloween movies, like multiple VHS tapes for me, and you got a bunch of old antique books because you like that old antique stuff for reading and eBay. Hey,
Mark Hodges, thank you for the super chat. He says this is actually a decent movie. You know, there's parts of it that I like. But it is a lot of talking. It's not a big action kind of movie.
And that's okay. I know she's a big Michael Bay fan. She
No, I'm not
loves
a big Michael Bay
stuff
fan.
blowing
He's
up every
like,
5 minutes.
No.
Of course
What I mean is there's not a lot of monster stuff, you know. It's more like psychological. They pretty much, they were messing with this chick's head and they were really freaking her out.
Yeah, you'll see
that
what
mannequin looked really creepy.
To me, that's the scariest part of the movie.
That mannequin head was super creepy.
Yeah, that's the scariest part of the movie. They call it like an anatomical specimen or something. But what sort of what would that? I mean, it just has a surprise look on its face. I wonder who has that now. I wonder if it survived. Probably not. Probably just disintegrated over the years.
Probably thrown away or something.
Long time ago. But
yeah, that mannequin head is so cool.
That gave me night. I remember seeing this movie as a wee ape, and I remember that sound used to freak me out and scare me. That sound was the scariest part to me. And then that face, you know, the severed head, the dummy head. But yeah, about Akron Comic Con. So yeah.
Yes, Akron Comic Con.
So we had our first physical super chat. Triple T.
Oh yes, Triple T from Wolf Rock Radio, a radio DJ. He gave you
another
flash drive of sound effects.
Another first.
Like a little thumb drive.
Yes, it was like sound effects, like, you know, crashes, booms, explosions, things like that. And another folder full of like movie sound clips, like sound bites from different movies, you know. So that was really sweet. Again, the first time I've ever received anything like that. Very nice. And just hope, you know, we're doing, you know, we're making you all laugh out there and entertaining you. That's what's the most important to us. But no, it was a pleasure meeting everybody out there. And of course, Dana and Linda came by. The Stotzers, they stopped by and they came to we had a panel there too. We did
we hosted a discussion panel on Sunday about the history of horror hosting.
Yes.
Mostly
specifically in Cleveland.
Mostly Northeast Ohio, but some stuff about other cities as well.
And other people had a lot of questions for us. I mean, it went really well. The 45 minutes went by like that. I was afraid we wouldn't be able to do that.
Well, we're fans of it, so we just talked about, just chatted it up.
And I could talk forever on anything.
Oh yeah. So next year for Akron Comic Con, we will be bringing some of our artifacts on display, kind of like a mini museum, a mini travel museum of horror hosting. We're going to bring some of our like Cleveland nostalgia, like relics that we have in our collection.
And
that way you guys can see them in person.
And it will be exciting. I'm hoping certain things materialize. By that time, I think there are going to be some pretty big surprises. But even if not, the stuff we have now is good enough. You know, I think it's great. So there'll be a lot to show. I think we've amassed quite a pretty good chunk of Cleveland horror host and what do you call it? Like just media.
Like just media part of media history.
Yeah.
Yes. Fart effects, says Ellen.
I love it.
She calls them fart effects.
Yeah, Grimgory's fart effects. That's good. Write that down.
Portal says, are you bringing Drew Carey? No.
Oh, well.
Although he's more than welcome to join us.
You never know, but, who knows?
Drew Carey's more than welcome to join us.
We should email him and see if you're like, who the heck are you guys? Oh, yeah, really.
Or do like an open letter to him and have it on our YouTube.
Yeah, he's a big Goulardi fan. We know that, so who knows what he would
Maybe he would like all that other stuff, too.
Who knows? But anyway... Yeah, but we're going to build it up, and we have a little while, obviously, a whole year to do that. But let's not. We have to start working on it. And speaking of cool stuff coming up, now here's the plan. So we were supposed to be off this Friday, and come back the following, like next Friday. But we're taking.
So we're going to take next week off, and then we will be back Thanksgiving week.
Ooh.
So for the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yes, when you're all full of turkey the next day, hungover, whatever you're doing.
Yes.
We'll be there on that Friday night, and we're going to bring you. We took a year off of this, but we're going to have another Mummy the Monkey's Goulardi Feast.
Goulardi Feast, and we're going to be playing a documentary that no one has seen before.
And it's Goulardi related, we'll just say that.
Yes.
And we have a bunch of other little odds and ends and cool stuff that we're going to be using the time we take off which we won't be really off because we're working on the shows.
Lois says, so you're going to have a Black Friday show. Yes. So not next week, but the week after.
Ooh.
So we're going to come back the week after for the Black Friday or day after Thanksgiving show.
It's going to be fun. I'd like to plan like a little bit of an extended thing with that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's now hear us out. It's Ghoulardi Feast. F-E-A-S-T, not Ghoulardi Fest.
Like Ghoulardi stuff and feast, like a Thanksgiving feast.
We've done about 3 or 4 of them the past years. But the gist of that was we would go to Ghoulardi Fest.
Yes.
In late October, early November, and then we would come back the week or 2 later with a show we call Ghoulardi Feast, closer to Thanksgiving, showcasing some of the footage that we took at Ghoulardi Fest and anything we could find Ghoulardi related. Well, last year was crazy, so there was no Ghoulardi Fest.
William Rochot says it's hard to think that we were talking about Thanksgiving already.
I know, crazy.
I know, time goes by fast now.
But I'm good with that because that's turkey for me and filling the cemetery full of good smells while I make my special turkey meals and watching all the fun stuff we used to watch growing up as kids, like King Kong on Thanksgiving right here in Cleveland.
And later on, you'll be making bad smells.
Yeah, well, everyone will. If I cook this stuff right, everything will be perfectly, But anyway.
Okay, so we also have What Do You Do? We're gonna play later.
Yeah, so what do you do?
Oh, and so Randall was there.
Randy.
He goes by the YouTube name Kodachi. And he has a YouTube channel called Kodachi.
Let me get this still together. Hold up.
Kodachi.
This is still time anyway.
And he made a wonderful video of all the cosplayers and us and other characters.
So right up there is his his YouTube name, Kodachi.
Kodachi. So if you look that up and
Italian,
look up
right?
if you look up Akron Comic Con 2022. It should show right up.
Yeah, that's a still from the opening of his montage and he's got a bunch of videos on there. He needs more subscribers.
So yeah, show his channel some love. If you like his Comic Con videos, give it a like and subscribe to his channel also.
Please, he just we did post on our Mummy the Monkey fan page.
Yes.
Yes. The video's up there.
It's in the Mummy Monkey group.
Group.
It's in the Mummy Monkey group.
I get confused.
On Facebook.
But but check out. It's a really cool. It's a montage of a lot of the cosplayers that were there, and all their.
And it's just done really nice.
Yeah, and he also has their contact info if you want to look up. Some people that have websites and.
It's like their Instagram tag
and
where you can follow them on Instagram.
We're on there, of course.
We're on there too.
We did a little ditty for him, and but it's a really cool montage. And Randall's been a great friend, and the guy who put together we didn't even ask him to do these things. He just said, "Hey, here's an intro I did for you." Like for our show intro, we're like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah. So he likes to do the video stuff and tech stuff, and I think
he's an amazing dude.
Later on, we'll maybe have him participate more with the show.
I would love it.
We would love it.
I wish I would have won a lot the mega billions because I would have the best crew if I could pay them all. They would. How could they say no?
All right, gang. Well, let's continue on.
Anything in the chat real quick? Because it's an interactive show. We're not interacting enough.
Yeah. Well,
anything?
John says we're playing a Thanksgiving show.
Oh.
It looks like it's a benefit. It's a charity event.
Oh, nice.
So him and his band, they're going to be playing at a charity event.
That's cool. Yeah, cool.
All right, gang. Well, let's continue on with part 3 of Scared to Death.
Right here on the Mummy and the Monkey's
Harry Scary Hangout.
What else?
Stop crowding me.
But, hon, don't you want me around to protect you? That indigo guy might...
Yes, but who's going to protect me from you?
Lily Beth. My wild Irish rose. I just live for the day when I can take you out of all this. When I can slave and get you the luxuries in life. Gee, I'd gladly work my fingers to the bone to buy you expensive motor cars and furs and jewels and things and serve you breakfast in bed. What's the matter with me? Am I crazy?
Yes, and I'd hate to hang by my neck until you got me all those things.
Yeah, you might get a little blue in the face. Still and all I gotta do is to find myself one slightly murdered body, and I'm in.
Stop looking at me.
Oh, Lilybeth, sometimes I think I'm not getting anywheres with you. What do you think?
I think you've got a good idea there.
All right. You'll be sorry someday when you see my picture in the paper. Wait and see. Hey, Lilybeth, why don't you answer the doorbell? Maybe that Indigo guy wants in.
What kind of a person are you?
I got white folks in here.
The doctor ain't home. You'll have to call some other time.
Don't be silly.
Don't say I didn't tell you. Close the door on your way out.
Hey, wait a minute. Well, if it isn't Bull Raymond.
Shh, Terry. You trying to ruin me?
Ruin him. Come here, Bull. Meet Miss Cornell.
How do you do, I'm sure.
Likewise.
How do you happen to be out with him?
Cute, darling, don't you think? Flat at both ends, head and feet. You've heard me speak of him. Bull Raymond.
Bill Raymond, if you please. Mr. Terry Lee, you so-called reporter. How do you happen to be out with a dish like this?
Jane Cornell. Good for dull days in a man's life.
Mr. Raymond. Oh, yeah, I remember. Terry told me about the time you shot up the dressmaker's dummy.
Huh?
Yeah, he said you closed in on what you thought was the murderer, but it turned out to be the dressmaker's dummy and you shot it full of holes while the real murderer got away.
My pal.
So this is where you've been hiding after they kicked you out for that fiasco, huh, Bull? Bill, I mean?
What are you doing here? Can't a man rehabilitate himself in peace? Here I come, looking for an honest crime around here so I can solve it and get myself back to Central. And you come along and...
Where's the body, Bull? Bill?
There ain't no body. That's the trouble.
No, let's keep it friendly.
Friendly? What do you mean?
Let's have it. Who killed who and why?
Are you kidding? Did somebody get knocked off around here?
Look, I don't like to be kidded either. Where is it hidden, Sherlock?
Oh, Terry, you've been on the police beat so long that...
Now listen, Bill, you know me well enough to know I wouldn't come out here just for the ride. Not when I could be, It just so happens there was a call to the police. Came from out here. And I happened to be there when it came through. Miss Cornell happens to be the operator. So she tipped me off. Told me the line had gone dead. So I smelled the story, and here I am for an exclusive. You see what I mean? What's in there?
Well, that's the doctor's consulting room, but there ain't nobody in there. I've been standing here for quite a spell.
Open it up. Let's take a look.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome.
That's funny.
Come on in.
The lights in here ain't almost never out.
In you go.
Never do that. I could get killed that way.
Is that bad? Oh, so nothing's happened around here, huh?
It's busted. There, see? Like I said, there ain't nobody here. Hey, cut it out, will you? You're making me dizzy. Well, sure, somebody stumbled over it and pulled it out of the wall. Could happen anywhere.
No!
Wants to shake hands with you, Bill. Step right up.
Not me. You seen it first.
It's alive!
Doc!
Raymond, did you try and kill me?
Oh, why, Doc? Why should I do that? You ain't paid me for last month yet. How long you been here?
Now, let me see. I was going to make a telephone call when...
Somebody conked you, huh, Doctor? Then ripped the telephone wire out?
Yes, I imagine that is about what happened. Who are these people?
Well, they're all right, Doc. This is Terry Lee and Miss Cornell from the Times.
We don't want any reporters here. Nothing's happened.
Look, Doctor, nobody ever wants reporters, but then something happens, and there they are.
But nothing has happened. I fell and hurt my head.
Oh, I see. Then you got up again, put yourself on the table, and got all nice and pretty in that shroud there.
You won't get any story here. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have some work to do.
Doctor, do you mind if we stick around for a while, seeing that nothing's happened? Well, why not?
Very well, you may stay for a while, but I warn you, if you make yourselves objectionable in any way, I'll have Raymond throw you out.
Well, come on. You heard what the doctor said. He's busy. Get out of the office.
Probably a pretty nice guy, caught in a tough spot. That's the way I see it. You wouldn't want me to tell him you got kicked out of homicide, would you, Bill, old boy?
Oh, Terry, you're my pal. You know that, don't you? Would I kick you out?
You would if you could, Bill. Now, why can we have a little talk quiet like
Sexy
Look,
time.
you just follow me in the parlor over here.
Oh, me too, darling, me too. Darling knows everything about everyone, and that's how I learned.
Did that?
I just sit at his feet and listen.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm going to miss you an awful lot when I grow tired of you. Now, remember, you're just going to listen.
Well, of course, darling. What else do I do when I'm with you?
Sit down. Now, as I remember it, there was a singer at the Click Club who called herself Flora Laval. Didn't she marry young Ward a couple years ago?
I don't know nothing about it.
Oh, yes, you do. It was just about the same time that you had that affair with the dressmaker's dummy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now I remember, Terry. You're right. She was down at the Click Club, and it was her that married Ward.
Wasn't that on a bet of some kind?
This lame story he's about to tell me?
Well, there was a party going on, and somebody dared Ward to ask the singer to marry him. And he thought at the time it was a good gag, and he went along with it.
That's right. He got pretty high and then popped the question at her.
How romantic. I just love that.
Hush, dear. L-I-S-T-E-N.
Shut your pie hole.
Well, that's how it happened anyway. Ward woke up the next morning and found himself married solid. He'd asked her, and she'd snapped him up.
Oh, and they lived snappily ever after.
I don't care. I think it was sweet. Darling, couldn't I get you high sometime and...
Sweetheart, have you ever heard the old saying about little girls?
What's that?
Little girls should be seen and not heard. Now go on, powder your nose.
I think I'll be shoving along, too.
Now, wait a minute. We're just getting started. We were talking about a singer who called herself Laura Laval. Pushed away into this house for good reasons of her own.
Gentlemen, I beg your pardon.
Would you like to touch my monkey?
I must tell you frankly, I have been eavesdropping.
Professor Leonard, this is a reunion.
My boy, you must forgive me. You seem to remember me, but I do not recollect you. When was it?
What was it? Oh, Professor, it was a long time ago, and I was a kid up in the balcony in Albany.
Yes?
When you brought down the house with great feats of legerdemain.
Oh.
You remember, Professor? That was the night that the box office receipts disappeared, just like magic.
Part of the act, my boy. Just a part of the act. It's a pleasure to meet one of my youthful admirers.
Terry Lee of the Central City Times.
Oh, the press? Well, it's nice to have known you.
Wait a minute, Professor. What's your hurry? Are you afraid I might bring up the subject of those certain unfortunate recent connections of yours?
Shut in the dark, my boy, I'm sure. And I will ignore it.
Of course.
And this young lady, no doubt a companion of yours.
Jane Cornell, my fiancée.
Delighted.
Likewise, I'm sure.
Delightful. And I would suggest to take very good care of her.
Do not go in there. Woo!
Mr. Lee. Oh, I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, Mrs. Van Eve.
Never mind, I'll tell him myself.
Darling, I met her upstairs and I told her all about you and that you know everything about everyone.
Thank you very much, dear. Welcome to your living room, Mrs. Van E.
Thank you, but it isn't my living room. I understand you're not unaware of my position in this house.
Well, maybe you can tell us about it.
I'm being kept a prisoner here against my will. I'm alone and friendless.
I'm sorry. Why haven't you called the police?
They've done nothing but to call for the police. They have kept me penniless so that I can't leave.
I understand.
Really?
They're trying to destroy my mind, Mr. Lee. By innuendo and indirection, they're trying to make me believe I've done something dreadful in the past. That I'm to be the victim of some horrible vengeance.
You know best about that.
I'm innocent, Mr. Lee. I've done nothing. Now, this doctor's brought some stranger here with these tricks and illusions to further make me believe...
You mean the professor and his little,
Yes. You must help me, Mr. Lee.
Laura, it's so good to see you downstairs again after all these days being locked in your room.
You know perfectly well why I've remained locked in my room.
Ward, this is Mr. Lee of the Times, the gentleman I told you about upstairs.
Oh, yes. Look here, Mr. Lee. We don't want any more of that front-page splash stuff, such as I got when I married Laura.
Your wife's been telling us that she's being kept here under constant threat.
She is out of her mind.
See what I mean, Mr. Lee? They don't overlook a single chance to put it in my head that I'm crazy.
Perhaps I can explain, Mr. Lee. We don't believe there's anything wrong with Laura now. But we are sure something will happen to her mind if she continues to live under this strain.
Oh, is that a fact?
Just as I told you, they're behind it. Can't I make that clear to you? They spend all their time trying to terrify me. They write me letters in green ink. They send me dummy heads wrapped in green paper. Anything to frighten me so I can't sleep. I can't think. The only thought in my head is that I'm going to be killed.
These are very serious charges, gentlemen. And I might say it'd make a perfect front-page splash.
Lee, if you dare print a word about those ravings of my wife...
Don't do anything to make me think they aren't ravings, Mr. Van E.
Why do you say things that you know will hurt me?
He said to put the blindfold on, and you will know the truth.
No!
What's wrong with her, Doc?
Quiet, Raymond.
You don't mean that she's...
Dead, Raymond.
Then I knew that he was here.
She's coming out of it, but she's in an advanced state of shock. May be necessary to administer a sedative.
That's intended to shut her up. I'd like to hear her do some more talking, Doctor.
If her mind is allowed to dwell upon what's happened, that may be the breaking point.
Well, you've got all the answers.
Look here, Lee, I don't like your tone. If you have any insinuations to make them to me.
Okay, I will. Suppose you and I talk this over downstairs.
I don't recognize your right to question me. However, if it'll make you leave Father alone...
Bill, fix yourself a chair right outside the door and don't leave until I get back.
Sure, sure. But what about Lily back? Don't she write nothing around here?
Now, Lee, first I'd like to see your credentials. You're busting here saying you're a reporter.
That's the old turn-the-tables gag, Vanny, but if it'll make you any happier, take a look.
All right, you're a reporter. But I still don't understand how you and the young lady got the news about our troubles. Do you really believe that story, Lee? Do you in your right senses really believe that we are keeping Laura a prisoner here?
That's what the lady says. She said that...
Nonsense. Nothing would please me more than if she got out.
Look, I don't get any of this stuff, Vanny, but there's a tricky deal going on around here, and I intend to sit in on it. Too bad I can't flash the city desk to make ready for a front-page replay.
Yes, isn't it?
Either your wife is the victim of a well-plotted program of persecution calculated to drive her insane, or she's the witch you say she is.
You're the fellow with the nose for news. What does it tell you?
It tells me that right now I'd like to know where your disappearing relative is.
What is going on?
Get back, you fool.
What's out there? I have a right to know. Don't see anything. What was it?
It isn't possible. It isn't possible, of course.
What do you see out there, Lee? I've had enough of this.
Come on.
Are you nervous, Miss Cornell?
Oh, no. I think it's very exciting.
Oh, no. I want nothing to do with your voodoo.
Well, Professor, I thought I just saw you outside banging at the moon.
Shut up!
You disturb her sleep.
Where have you been? Now we should start acting normally for a change. You're bringing suspicion upon all of us.
I, my boy? What have I done?
Suppose you tell us.
Has no one arranged to silence you yet, Mr. Lee? What a pity.
I don't silence very easy, Professor, and it'd take a lot more than what you've done to her.
Do you suggest that I had a hand in that poor girl's unfortunate demise?
Why don't you behave yourself, Professor? Mr. Van E here has the right idea. You're just gumming up the works.
I did my humble best.
Who are you working for? What do you expect to get out of it?
I'm discharging a debt, Mr. Lee. A debt contracted many years ago. Now, are you any wiser than you were a moment ago?
No, but I'm beginning to get a general idea.
By the way, how's that little girl of yours? I hope fervently that nothing happened to her. She would look so beautiful lying here.
Look, Professor, I may not have been very smart in bringing Miss Cornell here, but if I thought you had any plan to do that...
Why do you persist in making me the villain, Mr. Lee?
Holy smoke!
sounds came from upstairs, right? Always reliable. Now what do you read?
In there, Terry. In there. It's murder.
How's it going?
I haven't looked this pretty since I was a baby.
Jenny, wake up. Wake up.
Oh, Terry.
It was terrible. It was just terrible. I'll never get over it as long as I live.
Everything went black and
Yes?
then it started to talk.
What started to talk?
I don't know. That thing.
Now look, let's get back to the beginning. I left you here with Dr. Van E.
Yeah, and then he gave Mrs. Vanny a shot with a long needle.
Never mind that.
All right. Then he said, would I sit with Mrs. Vanny?
Okay. Where is she now?
Who?
Mrs. Van E.
Where did she go?
That's just what I asked you, Janie.
Well, she was right here. Then Dr. Vanny went out.
Then what happened?
Well, then Bill Raymond came in.
Oh, that's great. The two of you in the same room at the same time. How did you communicate with each other? Sign language?
Oh, I don't care. All you do is make fun of me. I didn't ask to come to this, whatever it is.
Oh, yes, you did, dear. Don't you remember? You said you wanted to see what the life of a reporter was like.
Don't forget, Mr. Lee, one must not expect too much of certain types of mentality.
Shut up, Bill Raymond. I remember you when you couldn't even make your X.
Oh, I want to go home.
We can't go home, darling. We've got to get a story.
Why?
You don't understand.
Yes, I do. Why do we have to get the story? Who cares?
She's got you there.
All right. Now you tell me, what happened to you?
Me? Oh, well, you said to stay outside the door, and I pulled up a chair.
That's right. She was inside the door and you were outside.
You know you're getting chubby.
Then come that odor of heavenly perfume.
That was an early bet.
It was sweet and penetrating, like an ancient drug. And I felt kind of sleepy-like. Oh, so sleepy.
Hello, stay tuned for more from the Mummy and the Monkey. Hello, boys and ghouls. This is Eric Uncle Pigger, creator of Toxic Tunes. I specialize in creepy, kooky, spooky, macabre art that I put on my t-shirt line. I'm always creating new t-shirts every month. I've also got patches, stickers, monster masks, calendars, artworks, air fresheners, pill. I got so much stuff I can't even keep my eyes straight. Just come to Toxic Tunes and see with your own eyes where it's Halloween every day. And stay tuned for more of Mummy and the Monkey. I love these two.
Whoa, hey there, Frankie. You kind of caught me off guard there. How you been, buddy? Ooh, why the long face? Oh, not a morning monster, are you? Hey, sounds like you need a little pick-me-up. Got just a thing right here. Tell me, 1 million volts or 2? Oh, here we go. Dr. Frankie. Woo. Dr. Frankie. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to bogart all the voltage here.
New energy drink. For the yummiest flavors, shake well. Well, if they say so.
Ooh, yeah, they liked that one, didn't you? Woke you up.
Shake well.
That's right. Hey, welcome to the land of the living. Hey, welcome everybody to the
Mummy and the Monkey's Harry Scary Hangout.
Yeah, you're watching Scared to Death starring Bela Lugosi.
And oof, yeah, this is like not that great of a movie.
This is a rough one for me because, like I said, I've seen this a few times already, and then obviously when I had to put the drops and all that, I still don't know what's going on. Nothing's sticking in my. I can't figure it out. But there you go. But you know what? Hey, you're hanging with us. I tried to liven it up a little bit with a little bit of crazy sounds and stuff like that. So hopefully it's making it a little more bearable. And that's the purpose of Horror Host, right?
Well, we wrapped up part 3.
3, yeah.
So yeah, we're getting closer to the end of the movie.
Only
So
one fart to go. But the last part's an hour long. Just saying.
What?
Just kidding.
No. The movie's only like an hour long.
Well, it seems like 10 hours.
It feels like 10 hours, yeah. Ooh,
I've binge watched like 13 episodes of it and seen like a lot faster than watching this 1 hour movie, okay?
Oh boy. Well,
okay.
Our next segment coming up is What Do You Do?
Yes, a fan favorite, right? They love the What Do You Do. We actually got something very interesting, from the Halloween season. So without any other further, what do you do? See, that was a little bit. Say that 3 times fast. Here we go with What Do You Do?
What do you do?
What do you do when you're watching the Hangout? Do you watch on your PC? Do you watch on your phone, in a group or alone? Send us pics and let us see. What do you do when you're watching the Hangout? Does your hairy, scary show? Do you watch with your dog or you sleep like a log? Send us pics and let us know, yeah.
Okay, here we go. So Halloween just passed us by and it was a great time. And for some people, it was a lot of fun. Hey, look, this is a first, I think, that I've seen. Now, we've seen people cosplay and dress up as you, like their kids and stuff like that. But look, this is sent in by our buddy Raymond
Troyanovich.
Troyanovich, yes.
And I believe that's his brother dressed as a Dracula guy.
Steampunk Dracula.
A steampunk Dracula.
Yes. So it's Ray and his brother as a steampunk Dracula. And Ray is... you know him, you love him. Grim Gory, look at that.
Wow, he dressed up like Grim Gory.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Wow, he looks just like you.
That's right. I love that. Look at the detail. You know, he's got the mask. He's got the Elvisy glasses on. He made his own little patch and
buttons. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. What an honor. Now I know I've made it. We've made it now. You know that, right?
You know you're famous when someone dresses up like you.
Friggin' believable. That was worth sitting through this 3 parts of this movie for to see again.
That's an amazing picture. Thank you, Raymond, for sending those. Yeah, those look like great Halloween costumes.
Oh, my little dark simian heart is so warm. Like the Grinch, my heart grew like at least a 1/10 of an inch bigger.
So Grim has a twin somewhere.
I do somewhere.
Or a monkey's uncle or something.
He's on the gorilla side, but hey, we'll take him. Maybe we should go out and have
in the ape family.
A little barbecue in the metro parks, on one of those grills with all that old ash in there or something. We could have a little barbecue. So hey, if you ever want to send anything into us, What Do You Do is a segment where we showcase you, the viewer. You show us kind of what you maybe do during the show. Maybe some people work on model kits. They do hobbies.
Some people have a cool projector set up or a cool gaming.
It's what they watch us on.
Stuff set up.
That's right. And it's
some people dress up like you for Halloween.
And apparently so, yeah. So if you want to send us that or enter tonight's giveaway, which we're going to cut off after this, there's no more emails going to be shown. But it's themummyandthemonkey@gmail.com. You can send us photos of what you do, or with the drawing we have on tonight, just send us an entry with the word card in the subject. Card. Yes.
And we had some people say something about the prize drawing, that they don't have a chance at getting it or something.
But anyone who emails us has a chance.
Everyone who emails us has a chance at getting it. So any email that we receive for the prize drawing, I am writing the names down.
Yes, all fair and square.
For some of the people that were asking about it, I did not see an email from them. So send us an email and you have a chance at possibly winning it.
It's simple pimple right there. themummyandthemonkey@gmail.com.
Yeah, and you guys are all winners anyway for hanging out and watching this bad movie with us.
Yeah.
So, it's all good. We're just here having fun.
All you need is some kind of a, email account. It doesn't have to be Gmail. It could be anything, obviously.
Any email account.
That's the email you send it to, okay? And just in the subject line, put card. And if we get your email, when we get your email, Janet puts your name down right away, folds it up, puts it in the mummy bucket. Boom, you're an official entrant. Okay. Very simple. And it's all, we do this as fair as we can across the board.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why we need you to email us is so we can get back to you. We need an address to send the card to, right?
Yeah, so we need to be able to get a mailing address from the winner. So if there's an email, it's just easier to reply back to you and say, hey, give me your mailing address so I can send you your prize.
Because we tried a little thing.
If you were to be the winner.
You had an idea to say, hey, if you're in the chat, we'll write your name down and then we'll announce the winner.
I was doing that, but then people weren't emailing us their mailing addresses.
We'd say, hey, so-and-so won tonight's prize, crickets.
And we wouldn't hear from them, and I had like a couple prizes piling up.
Which we wound up giving all those prizes away to one winner.
We had unclaimed prizes.
We had to clean out the prize bin and have one person win all the unclaimed prizes. So the best way, the more solid way, is email us. We pick the winner. Whether you hear it tonight or not, we'll email you and let you know you won. And then you send us an email, a mailing address, and we're all good to go.
Yep, and then it's all good.
Yeah, right.
So last call, I'll write down, if you guys send in any last-minute emails, I will write down your names, and you'll be added in the prize drawing.
Last call for prize-a-haul.
Yes.
As I always say. Okay.
But remember, you're all winners to me. We just appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, just like Oscar Mayer, you're all wieners to me.
Yes.
All right, whatever that means. All right, let's see. I got to get to where I need to be. Okay, yeah. So we're going to finish off the movie, Part 4 of Scared to Death. And then after that, we'll come back and do our TV show Time Travel. Pick a winner for tonight's prize giveaway, which is an amazing prize. And don't go to bed just yet because we're going to stick around and do the Harry Scary
Hangover.
That's right.
Our little after-show chat show.
Mm-hmm. So still more show to go, y'all. So hang in there. And hunker down for the last and final painful fart of Scared to Death. Right here on
the Mummy and the Monkey's Harry Scary Hangout.
Why, it's Professor Leonard.
Think so? Come on, get outside.
Who, me?
Yes, you. I can't go out there with Jane in here.
Well, why can't I stay inside and watch and you go outside?
Oh, that's great. You watch the way you did upstairs. Now, do you want that guy to get away?
Yes.
Standing there shaking in your boots. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
No.
Well, you should be. Go on, Bill. This is your one chance to rehabilitate yourself.
Wished I'd never even heard of the word.
Have your gun ready.
What good is a gun against what's going on around here?
How do you do?
Gee, this ain't natural.
Who are you talking to?
The woman I loved. Poor little angel. Try and speak to me.
She can't hear you.
What was you doing outside? You're supposed to be dead. You stay right here. I gotta catch that guy in the shrubbery. Oh, gee. What are you doing to me, Lilybeth? I got work to do. Lilybeth, be reasonable, will you? If you don't cooperate, I'll never get back to Central.
Never mind, Raymond. Take care of Lilybeth. Lilybeth?
Yeah, that's who it was. I opened the door and she fell right in my arms. Like she had something special to tell me. You notice that fragrance about her? To think this wilted flower was once even as you and I.
Take her back into Dr. Van E's office. What's she doing wandering around? She's supposed to be a corpse.
What happened to that guy outside?
Never mind.
You found her. I never knew she was lost.
I missed her. I missed her from my office. Will you please take her back?
What are you going to do?
Yes, Doctor, and what have you been doing? We've turned this house upside down trying to find you.
Hardly that, young man. If you'd done that, you would have found me. Now, Raymond, we can't allow this girl to remain in this condition any longer.
Well, what can you do? She looks like a perfect stiff to me.
You! My office.
Oh, Doctor, this may not be any news to you, but your daughter-in-law has disappeared.
Oh, how dreadful. But let us say somewhat overdue, eh, Mr. Lee?
You don't seem very surprised to hear about it.
Young man, when you've been devoutly praying for something to happen, you accept your good fortune without question.
thought that probably you might be able to throw some light on the subject.
That's right, Raymond. Leave her there. There's absolutely nothing wrong with her.
Huh? And you mean I've been pining away for nothing?
She was put in a deep hypnotic sleep, that's all.
But why? Why, Doc? Who done it?
It was done so that she would obey certain orders that were transmitted to her.
If that's true, then why did you declare her dead?
I had my own good reasons.
Would you give me one reason why you like to go around getting hit on the head? That must become a little monotonous.
Mr. Lee, are you sure that you saw what you thought you saw?
I'm not blind. I might be getting a little dizzy in this madhouse.
Mecca lecca hi, mecca hiney ho.
Nice girl, but about as sharp as a sack of wet mice.
You know, Doctor, morning isn't very far off. And when the police get here, you've got an awful lot of explaining to do. You're in this up to your neck.
By morning, let us hope no explanations will be necessary. Everything will have explained itself.
Booyakasha!
Poor little sleeping beauty. Do you suppose someone thought she looked weak-minded and picked her out to carry out his commands?
That's not always the case, Raymond. If Leah and I were here, we could settle this case very quickly. Gentlemen?
Oh, you again.
It is my peculiar misfortune to always be in a position where I may eavesdrop. How can I be of service, Cousin Joseph?
Oh, Professor.
Ask me no questions, my friend, and I will tell you no lies.
Leonard, you could undo certain mischief that has been done this girl. I know you can help if you will.
I could, my dear Joseph. But I will not bring down the wrath of the unknown madman who is loose about these premises. It is a matter of self-preservation. I had nothing to do with hypnotizing this girl.
I have an idea that she may have already carried out the unknown's orders and that he no longer needs her.
Nevertheless, my dear Joseph, you must excuse me.
Just a minute, Professor. I wonder what would happen, Professor, if in connection with your sudden reappearance here, somebody dug up the old story of why you swindled Dr. Van E. and then ran off and let him take the rap.
I will not be blackmailed, Mr. Lee. And I observe again that you're a young man who knows too much for his own good. And I would also like to know where you obtained all this information.
It's none of your business.
You're extremely young to have your fingertips on events of 20 years ago.
I have a memory like an elephant. I never forget something once I hear it. I'm a sharpie, Professor, as every one of you will admit before morning. Now, Doctor, I'd like to bore you with a few questions.
Alrighty.
I wouldn't mind, young man, if you had the slightest idea of what you were looking for.
Maybe if we start back to the time around midnight, when you administered what you call a sedative to your daughter-in-law.
Are you inferring that I had anything to do with Laura's disappearance?
Why do you keep evading the issue, Doctor? You know you'll have to confess when the police get here anyway.
I would remind you, young man, that you're making a direct accusation, and I refuse to answer.
Look, I want the facts and I want them now. Let's cut out the mulberry bush routine. Listen, Bill, you're supposed to be a cop and you want to get back to homicide. Help me make the doctor loosen up. He knows a lot more than he's telling.
Well, sure, I'll help Terry, but first let's get Lilybeth out of this. Maybe she can tell us something.
Yes, Mr. Lee, it seems to me that you're not too anxious to have Lilybeth restored to consciousness.
What do you hear, Doc?
Her heart's in a very depressed condition. Someone's been giving her orders by mental telepathy.
Hey, could I learn to do that? Supposing Lilybeth was in the kitchen, could I telegraph her a wish for a cup of coffee? Huh?
What's wrong with
Perhaps,
you?
Raymond, someday when we have a little time, I'll indicate the principles of hypnosis to her.
My dear Joseph, the principle of hypnosis isn't as simple as you would make them believe. It requires a long and patient study. But I will risk the wrath of the unknown. For I see you truly love this child. And for your sake, I shall use my knowledge.
Oh, gee, thanks, Professor. You're solid.
Don't mention it.
Wake up. Wake up.
Lilybeth, darling.
Keep your big hands to yourself. What are you slapping me for?
Professor, put her back to sleep. It's better that way.
What have you been doing to me?
Me? What have I been doing?
Yes, what have you been doing?
You gotta learn me that hypnotism trick. It's my only chance.
Tell me, Lilybeth, what happened?
Well, I can't seem to remember it. It all seems like a dream.
Did you see anyone?
No. But I do remember a perfume, a sweet odor.
Yes, go on.
Terry, darling. Oh, Terry, darling.
Yes, Jane. What is it?
Is it Halloween?
No, it isn't.
Then why was that green face bobbing up at the window?
What?
Yeah, a green face just like the one I saw in Miss Van E's room.
You saw a green face in Mrs. Van E's room?
Yes, darling, that's what she was shooting at. I mentioned it to you, but you're so scatterbrained.
Yes, dear, I'm scatterbrained. Does your mind feel rested now and everything after your nap?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good girl. Now, come on, tell me, what happened?
Oh, don't yell at me. I can tell you just how it happened. We were alone in the room, and Laura was going to sleep. And then she said, oh, take away the bandage. And I said, what bandage? And then she said, oh, don't shoot me. I didn't mean to do it.
Ah, dope, you dingbat, will you?
The room got awfully black. I think somebody must have turned off the lights. Just like that.
Go ahead, you're doing fine.
Well...
Yeah, the lights had already gone out.
Uh-huh. And the room got awfully dark.
You've already said that. Think hard now. You saw a green mask.
It came out of the wardrobe.
Like a moth?
Yes, darling, just like a moth. Oh, how clever of you. It was just like a great big moth, and it flew around and
Please
around,
don't
around.
make yourself any dizzier than you are. Now tell me the rest of it.
Well, I just don't see how you could remember that it was like a great big moth. Did you see it? Were you there hiding in the wardrobe, maybe?
No, I wasn't in the wardrobe. Now look, Jane, please, be yourself. No, I mean, don't be yourself. Just relax. Relax.
Mr. Lee.
Yo, this is so stupid.
Just a moment. Where were you? Were you upstairs?
No, I was down here talking with your son. And by the way, where is he?
Here I am, Mr. Lee. What can I do for you?
Oh, good heavens.
Will you stop it?
Yes, I was listening outside the door. You haven't answered my father's question yet.
Oh, come on, take it easy, take it easy. Maybe you can tell us where you've been, Mr. Van E. Of course you don't know anything about your wife's whereabouts.
Oh, go on, tell him where she is. I want to go home. I'm hungry.
Shut up!
Quiet, everybody, quiet!
Laura!
Don't. No, don't. Don't.
We are a classy bunch.
Laura! She's under a hypnotic spell.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an exciting night, and you all are deserving of some explanation and relaxation for the strange goings-on.
The guy who's doing the talking is behind the wall somewheres.
Now you're getting smart, Sherlock.
We introduce at this time the team of Lorette and Renee as they appeared at the height of their success in the green room of the Paris Creole.
I am a barfly.
Sure. The mask. The picture.
Mademoiselle Lorette.
Now I know who he is.
Mademoiselle Lorette will now put a bandage over her eyes, the better to see the inner truth.
Very good, Renee. Very good. Just like the old time.
Would any member of the audience like to ask Mademoiselle a question? Come, Mr. Lee. You have been so full of questions up to now.
I'm thinking, brother.
We cannot keep Mademoiselle too long in this delicate mental balance. She has been under a great strain lately. Then I will ask the questions myself.
All right.
Yes, Rennie, I'm at your command.
Are you afraid now?
No, I'm quite safe.
Will you tell the truth?
Yes. They came to me and said your partner, he of the magic feats and rare impersonations, is a spy. But we can't prove it. We will give you 1,000,000 francs if you, Lorette, bring us that proof.
Now we shall know.
You gave them the proof they wanted?
Yes.
They took him away to be killed.
Yes.
What was he to you, this man you betrayed? This man you sold to the enemy for money?
He was my husband.
When they told you he was to be executed, you sent this man a gift for his last moment before the firing squad. What was it?
Peanut butter.
It was a green scarf for his eyes.
Like the one you're wearing now?
Yes.
Why did you send it?
It was my scarf. I wanted him to know I had betrayed him because I hated him.
Well, isn't that special?
He was good and kind. But I hated him for the power he had over me.
I see. That is your only defense. You hated. You thought they shot him. You escaped to America. You thought you were safe. Then you found out he was alive and wanted revenge. Thank you, Mademoiselle Lorette. You may remove the bandage now. What do you see on the cloth, Mademoiselle?
I don't know.
There's a hole in it.
Yes. What else, Lorette? What else?
There's blood on it. There's blood.
I have come back. I am here. And I will have my revenge.
No! No, don't touch me!
Outside, under the window, you know where.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Yes, he had his revenge.
Oh!
He's been living in the hotel that he'd find her.
Just a minute, lady. You ain't going nowheres. Well, if it ain't Mrs. Williams, come along with me. Come on. You want me to slug you? Get inside. Hey, Terry, come here. Get a load of this. There's your man. At last I caught me a murderer.
You're wrong. I never laid a hand on her.
Nay, my boy, you kept your promise to me. You said you wouldn't touch her.
But she's dead, ain't she? And you ain't going nowhere till we find out what killed her. And you, Professor, you know too much for your own good. I'm holding you, too.
Now you're getting smart, Bill. Well, Professor, I see you two know each other.
Yes. Rene was my assistant. I taught him everything he knows. He went out for himself and became a success.
Later, we met in a concentration camp. And here we are. A small world, Mr. Lee. A small world, indeed.
You look more like a woman every time I see you.
Terry, isn't this the place where you get the marriage licenses?
No, dear, this is the morgue. The morgue.
Oh, darling, you say the cutest things. The mark. Oh!
Oh, never mind, dear. You just stay right here. Nobody will get you.
Shut your big yapper!
Well, Doctor, got anything to add to my story of the year?
No.
Who's this Rene?
Renee was a husband. She turned him over for a sum. Figured the Nazis would take care of him, but he had ideas of his own.
Look, Doc, was it murder? Do I finally get a break? Was she murdered?
We're sending the report to the police.
What was it say?
Ah, come on, Doctor. Don't hold out on us.
I didn't understand it at first, but I do now. There were no marks of violence on the body, and we found no internal disturbances.
What does this all add up to, Doctor?
Yes, let's have it.
She was literally scared to death.
Darn, that's the end.
Well, shit the bed. You're watching the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout.
Well.
Whoa.
Huh.
Hey, well, that was a weird ending.
It's a head scratcher because this is like the third time I've seen it in the last few days, and I still cannot tell you what's going on with this. I don't know. Maybe it's just my monkey brain, but I don't know.
So what I understood is she was dead, and they kept doing these flashbacks to find out what happened to her.
Okay, so she was
she was scared to death. They were messing with her head.
That I get, but I don't know what the whole revenge thing was. That has not stuck with me. There's too much wacky comedy going on.
And then they throw, so they have kind of a serious story, but then they throw in all this weird comedy with, the ditzy lady there. and the reporter guy.
It kind of convolutes everything.
It just makes it too, like, because I thought, like, okay, this is supposed to be serious, and then they throw in their weird 1940s comedy.
She set somebody up to die back in World War II, and they must have. And somebody was sort of spiteful. I still don't know who the players are. That's what I'm trying to say.
So I guess her husband she hated, and then she was okay with him getting killed. So I guess the ghost of the husband wanted his. The whole thing's just weird.
That you don't use those two words when you talk about something that you understand. Like I guess you just know. I mean, come on. Anyway, well there you go.
It's on the internet. You can look up the story or what they meant to be a story.
It's what
on there.
The plot of Scared to Death is right up there with what the meaning of life is. I think it's like right at those big two questions. What's this all about? And what was the plot to Scared to Death? Anyway, if you can figure it out, good for you.
A whole lot of talking.
Well, that was something we could show. That's for sure.
And it was a movie we could show.
Thank you, Bela and George Zuko for tonight's entertainment. Good stuff, I guess. Anyway.
Yeah, George Zuko was in a lot of movies in the 30s and 40s, and some of them were good, and some of them were really bad.
Apparently so.
Yeah. He would take any acting job, I guess.
Yes. I think Mad Monster was one of my favorite George Zuko movies, where he was that raving lunatic.
Oh, yeah, we've played that one.
Yeah, a monster guy, for whatever reason. But he was delusional, and it was kind of neat how they did that scene with him seeing all those board members. Mm-hmm. He's had full conversations with them.
We're also interested in working with indie filmmakers again, possibly for in December.
Please save us.
So yeah, any indie filmmakers out there or friends of filmmakers, they are more than welcome to email us.
That's right.
We're interested in collabing with you.
Yes, we've had a couple of successful things so far. I actually spoke with someone last Cinema Wasteland. And a couple other things that have kind of reached out to us and want to do some collabs with us, some collaborations.
Some straight to video things in the works for some of the indie films that we could not play on YouTube.
And I think the worst indie film I've ever.
Talking with a few guys about that.
And I think any of the not worst indie, but a lot of indie films are great, okay, but they beat some of these Hollywood films hands down. With originality, freshness, and a real story, okay?
Some of them have great stories, and they're interesting.
Yes.
Very cool. All right, so what do we have next? You've got a segment coming up?
We can do TV show time travel and then get on to the big prize drawing. Sounds good?
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do this. We're going to go back. I forget what year it is, and that doesn't even matter. But we're going to go back in time here in the Northeast Ohio area where back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, horror hosting was proliferating the airwaves and the TV. We had so much stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to show you a little bit of what that experience was like.
We're going to travel back in time. Yes, back when, before your Netflix and your streaming services.
A more simple time, right?
A more simple time.
Full of simpletons. And we were happy to be so. We only had a handful of TV stations, 2 UHF, 3 network. That was probably the basic deal right there with the antenna TV. And horror hosting, movie hosting in Cleveland anyway, was abound. And here we go. We're going to bring you our segment we call Cleveland TV Show Time Travel, baby. It is Friday, November 2nd, 1978 on the Houlihan and Big Chuck Show. Yes, baby. And their movie was It Came from Outer Space. Yeah, check out this monster. It is crazy. Well, they're looking at either their IRS bill or a monster. Oh, it's a monster.
Look at that guy.
Yeah, he's got some male pattern alien balding there. And then later on TV8 the same night at 1:40 a.m., it was Attack of the Robots. Now, this was just a regular show 8 all night. It was like a movie show. They usually showed about 2 movies after the Big Chuck or Houlihan and Big Chuck show, usually horror and sci-fi related as well. So that was always cool to kind of continue like almost 6 to 8 hours of programming after that. The following day, November 3rd, 1973, I'm sorry, not 78, it was the one, the only Superhost in his 3rd year of being on the air. And his first movie of that was The Werewolf.
Ooh, that looks fun.
Yeah, look at that one. He's on a bridge, I guess, trying to pay the... I wonder if it's on a regular bridge or a toll road. I don't know. And the second movie that day at 2:30 was Horror Hotel, also known as City of the Dead, right?
Yes, City of the Dead or Horror Hotel, about witches. It's actually a really good film, and we've hosted that.
One of my favorite all-time horror movies. It's done so well.
It's a really good one.
Also, at noon on that same day on Channel 61 was The Ghoul, and his movie was one of my other favorites, The War of the Gargantuas.
Nice.
Boy, I wish that's a Toho movie, right? It was a kaiju.
You know, it is kaiju. I don't know if it's
Have
Toho.
you ever seen this?
No, not in its. I've seen clips of it. I haven't actually sat and watched it.
And then later on that night, you get a double dose of the go on. And he had another kaiju movie, a major one, the original Rodan movie.
Rodan's cool.
Yeah, so we had like all this cool stuff going on. Can you imagine being a kid back then? I don't have to because I was.
Well, and now all these movies are on demand, but that was before all that. So you would look forward to watching those on television.
That's kind of true. And that concludes tonight's Cleveland TV show Time Travel. But the point is that they weren't just movies that were just on a station, even though that would be cool to have now too. Admittedly, if we're going to talk about found VHS tapes on the Harry Scary Hangover, but yeah, I mean, but the hosts, right? And that's what everyone kind of. That's
the personalities, the characters that would help you get through the movies.
And that's what this show's based on, right?
And help you get through the shows and stuff.
But we had so many.
You would have like a local personality walk you through the programming.
So you got to at least see it here in Cleveland. And in 1973, we had 3 different shows on between Friday and Saturday on 3 different channels. Okay, 3 different channels. Channel 43, Channel 61. I think that was 61 back in. It might not.
Close
have been.
enough. Yeah.
And in Channel 8, WJW with the Houlihan and Big Chuck show. But we had like all this stuff going on. And I think Sir Graves Ghastly was on around that time too on Channel 43 later.
A lot of cities had stuff like that, similar, and I'm sure there's other people watching from other cities that have memories as well.
And their own horror and movie hosts. But oh my gosh, it was so like thick. I mean, you cut it with a knife, right? So what's going on in the chat? I see
a lot of people like Ron says he was 11 in 1973. JB says gotta love the kaiju. Phyllis says, I watched The Ghoul on Detroit's Channel 23.
There you go. He was really huge in Detroit.
Greg says, I just turned 12 in 73.
Wow. And I'm sure there's a lot of memories with people that, especially if you were like, like a teenager or like a preteen, like right before then. Like that's when all the cool, that's when you're fascinated with stuff like that, And there it was, especially in Northeast Ohio.
Well, and in 1973, who had a VCR then, too?
Nobody.
Exactly. And who had Netflix then?
Nobody.
Who had cable TV then?
And a lot of these shows were one and done. They didn't repeat them.
If you didn't see it at the movie theater, you would look forward to seeing it on TV. Things were a lot different with what people had access to.
Exactly. And a lot of these local shows were one and done. They didn't archive them and they didn't repeat them. They may have repeated movies in their movie package.
Yeah.
But it was always a new, wraps. The shows that they did around them were always new. They never recorded them and archived them, sadly.
Okay, well, let's get off our TV soapbox here. And we're going to continue on with the prize giveaway.
Woo! Prize giveaway. Prize giveaway.
Okay, so we want to thank HistoChain1. That is their Instagram name, HistoChain1. They are a new startup company that makes these collectible trading cards that have their very own unique serial number and QR code, and each one is sealed. And you can pick these up at vending machines all across the country at different arcades and bars and clubs and stuff like that.
Do you know offhand, is it a random thing you get, or is it like you can choose that
You can,
card?
Well, it's kind of like a vending machine when you pick out your snacks.
Like a sandwich?
They'll have the different cards.
Oh.
And they're usually between $1 and $5.
Wow.
And you could get these weird little fun collectible cards.
This is really, really cool. And these
it's
are really nice.
neat. And if you're out somewhere having fun, getting food and drink, and there's a fun vending machine, of course you want to grab a little trinket to take back home with you.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So he sent us a handful of these, and every episode until we run out, we'll be giving one away. And then later on, we'll have a handful to sell.
Wow. So it's going to be, you're going to be the first on your block to receive this exclusive limited edition numbered Mummy the Monkey trading card.
With its own serial number and QR code.
Yes.
All right. So I have to watch that foil there.
Yes, be careful. That's an important part of it, because if it's not sealed, then
yes, it's very it's very collectible.
So now it's time to shake.
Shake my bucket. Should I get up and dance?
You can.
Shake my bucket.
Get up and move your head.
Shake.
Oh, easy.
Okay. Woo! I'm getting dizzy here.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Get dizzy with it. The tip is on.
All right, let's pull a name out of my bucket.
All right, reach in deep.
And the winner is...
Get your hands dirty. Raymond Troyanovich.
And the winner is... Jim Hearns.
Jim Hearns?
Jim Hearns.
Wow. Congratulations, Jim Hearns.
Hernez?
Yeah.
Hearns? Hearnez? Jim. Hearnez.
Jim.
Hearnez? Jim Hearns. Congratulations.
Woohoo.
You won. So cool. But you know what? You guys are all winners because you hung out with us. And you're so brave. You got through this really crappy movie.
Right. There'll be more chances to win other cards. Like we said, we've been betrothed a handful. So it's very nice of.
Yeah.
What's his name again? His first name or the?
Well, the company name is Histo Chain.
Okay, so Histo Chain.
Histo Chain.
One.
Histo Chain 1.
Yeah, and
he's
we'll have a graphic.
partnered with other vending machine companies like Detroit Land Vending.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
Let's work on trying to maybe we'll work on trying to get a better promo for this too. So
you
got to kind of see it.
We'll get more visuals and info later on.
For our Goulardi feast. So
we did share his info on Instagram and Facebook earlier today.
True that. So yeah. So I think it was another great show. I mean, I think not to toot my own horn, which if you know what you're doing, it can be pleasurable. But
Indigo Child is here.
What's up?
He's awesome, Indigo Child, all
He
the way
gets a
from
viral
Germany.
combo.
Yeah.
It's like 7 o'clock in the morning over there or something.
That's awesome. If you guys like hip hop music, check out Indigo Child.
Oh yes, his SoundCloud's blowing up. He's got a lot of people listening. He's got a whole bunch of new stuff.
I wonder if we could play some of his music on our show.
He says we could. He says we could.
Oh, that's great. We should.
We gotta get a Mummy Monkey wrap up in this mofo. You know what I'm saying? Word up.
Well, you got to work on.
I know. We got so much going.
There's so much that needs to be done. So much we still need to do.
Yeah, we're playing catch up in the weeds. It's very difficult, but we're working on it.
All right, gang. Well, we're gonna wrap up tonight's episode 182 of the Hangout. But for the night owls out there,
if you're so inclined,
we're going to have our after show chat show, the Harry Scary Hangover.
That's right. We're going to sign off, but when we sign back on, so stay on our channel.
Coming up in about 5 minutes or so.
Yep. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another good show in the books. High five.
Woohoo!
All right, cool. All right, so hey, thanks for joining us again tonight, and we had a pleasure hanging out with you on episode 182 of the Mummy and the Monkey's
Harry Scary Hangout.
Until next time, see you later, alligators.
Good night. Good fright. Bye-bye.
Woohoo!